Hello everyone, this is Leimomi Keliikuli, Intuitive Soul Alignment Coach here, and I want to make a video to kind of share with you about the real reason why you actually don't feel in alignment, and really about why taking daily actions to align to your first soul's gift is actually the process, and the second and your third gifts are actually the exact outcome that people get from you. So I had this very profound experience, but also I have deeper understanding about my sacred work, and so I wanted to share more that with my audience, because I have been on this process of understanding this soul alignment work. So I actually experienced what it's like when you're totally misaligned in second and the third gifts, and also now about what's it like to be in your first soul's gifts. So if you're just new to me, I am a intuitive soul alignment coach, and I basically help my clients to learn how to stay in alignment to what they are at soul level. And I have actually coined the term the three main gifts concept, which explains a lot about alignment that I'm about to tell you right now. So the first thing you need to know is that soul alignment is so much more deeper than just saying like following your heart and seeing what happens next, right? Like just following your soul's voice. It's not really about that. It's really about conscious awareness and taking action towards who you are at soul level. It's what brings you abundance. And so I had this idea that if you really create a life that is based upon what I consider your first soul's gift, is I believe that you can create unlimited wealth and abundance. So I've been testing this, and I've been giving programs upon programs about how to align to your soul, how to manifest what you desire, and also, what that actually feels like when you are fully in alignment to bringing out your sacred work. So I've been exploring that a lot, and I have found a common theme. So one of the things that I have found is that in order to help, my clients and my audience more about this is and understand about the nature of being in the first soul's gift, I actually decided to go and talk and collect and provide examples of daily actions that could actually take them even more into their soul alignment. And they have been on their process and trying to figure it out. So what I was finding was there were some people who really got it, and they actually have amazing stuff happening. They're expanding into their success and spiritual mindset. They're getting all the things that they want. While there were other people who just totally didn't get it. They're kind of in that process of rediscovering themselves. And I was finding that they were having trouble with figuring out what the heck is the actions that they need to take daily that would be aligned to their first soul's gift. So this is why I asked all my clients, hundreds of them. And what was so interesting was I got all of these actions that could really solidify what that actually means. So what I found is that, during this process, I actually discovered a really big, profound realization, which is I realized that the second and the third gifts are just your skills. I was finding that those that are, like I said, severely misaligned in their second and their third gifts, they can't really tell the difference in their actions, and we're constantly doing like their second and their third gift actions. And there are really specific energies of your three main gifts, by the way. So this is what I look up in your Akashic records. I go and find those very particular, those particular energies of what that is. So because at the time I thought it was just the outcome, but it actually is so much more deeper. It has a lot to do with the skills and things that you provide for people. So I can see clearly that they were actually sabotaging their alignment to staying in their first gift. And so this explains why we think that, those skills that we have are really important and not our first gift. So as we express ourselves, we actually relate to people. We have to actually express the second and third gifts, to give transformations to people. But really, our tribe, our people just want your first gift. So in trying to express the second and the third gifts to, your tribe, you will be constantly thinking that you need to, like embody and master those skills, so that you feel like you have to deliver, right? You have to deliver before you can actually be validated that you are your first gift, right? But it's not true at all. It actually all needs to be aligned in that right order from the first, the second, and the third gifts, right? So for example, my gift is love. So my first gift is love. My second is power. My third is creation. So when I was in this spiritual group as a psychic monk, and I did this for 10 years, I was actually aligning to creation. And I didn't understand it at that point because I thought that was who I was at soul level. And my father was actually creation. Now I have found this out. And this has shaped everything about why I was so intrigued about being creation, right? So again, like I said, I thought I was creation, and it actually made me work 10 times more harder. Like, even though I was giving all this amazing transformation to people, I was doing the same thing actually also when I started my business as being a psychic business mentor, and I felt horrible. So what happened was I was actually doing, as a psychic business mentor when I started my business, and it's basically I was being like a business coach, but through soul alignment. What I found was that that was actually me aligning to my second gift of power. So actually I worked 5 times more harder. People flocked to me. I had a lot of people that got amazing transformations, but again, didn't feel good to me because I was going towards power, which is why I created my fame and fortune and brand. And so that's why I talked about monetizing your divine gifts, because I thought that yes, ultimately that will create money. But what I'm finding is when you are in soul alignment, it means that abundance can come in many forms. It's like throwing a rock in the water, and it creates a ripple effect, right? So when you change things in your life, you will see different parts start to unfold, right? So as you take action towards your first gift, there's a ripple effect that happens. And it doesn't really mean that your abundance only will come in money value, right? So I was so, interested in teaching people about the biz strategy part, but then I felt horrible, and I learned something so much newer about myself when I actually stopped doing biz strategy, and really allowed myself to really expand into what I do now, which is, as an intuitive soul alignment coach, and really aligned to my love gift. Then everything became effortless. I made more money easily, things flowed. I now could focus more on the clearings, the healings, the activations, holding sacred space for people in masterminds, teaching leaders how to manifest, live in alignment to what they are at soul level and in their business. But it was actually more centered in expansion, which is what my gift is about, as love. But expansion is specifically about success and spiritual mindset. And so what we actually do is we really, really need to stay in our lane of genius, which is always the first gift. Whether you exhibit those skills or not, you really, really need to know that you need to stay in your genius. So this is why you should never copy anyone, even if they have very similar, of your first gift. That's not how it translates as. You have to really, really be in alignment to your own way that you stand in your first gift, right? So however, as we take action towards our first, gift, right, we find that we don't want to actually stay in our first gift because it's all about valuation. We feel like we need to feel valued. But, when we feel our valuation, that stems from inhabiting our second and our third gifts, right, that are actually the results that we provide for people. So our valuation actually lies in being in the first gift. It's not in the second and the third. And so we actually need to accept that our gifts is enough, that our first gift is enough. Even though that it seems very simple to us, we have to remind ourselves that nobody knows what you know. that's why they need you, right? Like simply what's simple to you is not simple to others. It's what they need from you. So this is why we keep thinking we need to inhabit these gifts we provide, but rather we just need to be in that first gift. And the only way you do that is through actions. You have to consciously do it. So this is why you always, end up in your second and your third gifts, because we've been taught that we need to be examples for other people, right? Before we can actually help other people, we think we have to be who we are, right? First, but that give before you take, but actually this has nothing to do with it, right? So when we don't feel, credibility, or we don't have that purpose, then that's not true either. Like, we are so involved with all of this white noise of all the things that we need to be. But that contrast of our second and third gifts is actually what allows us to know who we are more, right? Or else we would just be sheep. So we would just be, creating like in this way, right? So really the solution is keep aligning to your first soul gift, because that is when you're going to recognize that it's actually a form of addiction to keep going back and forth into your second and your third gifts. Why? Because you think that you need validation when you really don't need it, right? It's just supposed to provide us the contrast of what we need in order to express ourselves, right? So it's our skills. Why do we need to be our what? Why do we need to be the skills? We need to just be who we are, right? So we need to recognize the difference between the process and the outcome of alignment to our gifts. And so this is why the first gift is the key to figuring out this process, right? So these daily actions towards your first gift is really that process. When you're in that process, then the second and the third gifts is just the outcome that happens in return, right? So when we actually inhabit in this way, this is when our life becomes abundant. This is when we can recognize between that process and the outcome. And so when we focus too much on the outcome, this is when we end up in our second and third gifts, and this is why we don't feel good. This is why we don't feel in alignment. And so the more you express yourself that way, the more confused you get, the more uncomfortable you get about being yourself, right? Like, you just get more and more confused. Do you see what I mean? So this is why we need to take aligned actions every day to our first gift until it becomes normal. So what I have found is, like, people don't really understand that. They think like all the things that they've been doing every day of their first gift is not valuable, but it is a thing that actually brings you the most abundance. So instead of resisting it, just do it over and over again until it becomes normal that this is just how you are. This is just who you are. You are that first gift, and this is what people come to you for. It's because you have to think about, are you really aligning to your soul, right? Do you feel closer to your first gift, or do you still feel more in your second and your third gifts? And why is that, right? Why? Because you keep thinking you need to create value. But it's not about that. It's just about doing the actions until it's just normal that this is who you are. So I hope this blew your mind, and I hope this made you understand a deeper level of what your gifts is all about. Because really you need your three main gifts. So knowing your three main gifts in the right order is so important. Even though you know your three main gifts, you actually have to act upon it, and you have to experience it over and over again, and know the difference, right? And meet your fears and your traumas and all the things that kept you in your third gift, and also face the things that you actually desire in your life is really important, that this is what you value. And when you stay in that genius, this is what's going to give you the key to success. That's going to give you more abundance. It's going to bring in more money. That's going to bring more better relationships, better connections, less dramatic relationships. This is the key to everything in your life. And so we think that alignment is just following our heart. It's not that at all. That's just one tiny part of it. It's being in the heart and taking action towards who you are at soul level every single day. When you have mastered that, then you know for sure that this is what you're meant to be doing. This is who you're meant to serve. This is why you do your purposeful work, right? So if you don't know your soul purpose gift, and you don't know your 3-hour soul alignment blueprints is what I create for people. You don't know your 3 main gifts. You don't know what your higher psychic gifts archetype that allows you to expand into your higher level of service and activating your gifts. You really need to know that there is an actual system and method that gets you there faster. And this is why I created my Being Alohi method, because it's aligned to your specific gift. So if you stay in that genius, this is how you channel directly from source. This is how the right information that comes through you. This is how wealth and abundance comes to you. If you align to the second and third or any of the other gifts, you get the complete opposite. You have no one who values you, no one who understands, the gifts that you give to them, right? No one understands the value, so they don't pay you for it, or they pay you for it, but it's not really in alignment to who you are at soul level. So you're trying really hard to be who you're not, right? And this is not what we're meant to do. We're meant to just stay in our first soul's gifts. So think about where you are at soul level. Are you aligning to your first or your second or your third gifts? And why are you aligning to them? Because when you uncover that is when higher level abundance will come through. You'll be very clear about who you are at soul level. And things will start to flow the way it should. So if you have any questions about that, please, of course, visit my website at www.LeimomiKeliikuli.com, and I will share more about this process of soul alignment. And of course, you will need to make sure that you keep aligning to your 3 main gifts, your soul's gifts, and know which one is the difference. And also have your 3-hour soul alignment blueprints, because that's going to keep you in that alignment in your first gift. And if you feel like that really stuck, then having the shell removed is a soul level block that actually stops you from having access to your purpose. And also, if you feel like you're not being able to speak directly to your audience, and you feel like something's missing, then you're going to need your soul's marketing power words, because those are going to be the exact words of your first soul's gift, so you can speak to the heart of your soulmate clients. And if you need more help, of course, join my Facebook group, Soul Alignment Leaders for Conscious Living, and there, you can share more about your journey, and also I can share more about how I can help you along that way. All right, I hope that really enlightened you. This got you into another level to expand you into your success and spiritual mindset, and I'll be talking to you all soon. Aloha.